What's going on, everyone? I'm Daniel Rodriguez. It's time to review the Shannara Chronicles, Season 1, Episode 1, titled Chosen, Part 1. Spoiler reviews. Spoiler review. It's been out for a few months. It finally released on Netflix a few weeks ago, and I remember I was going to actually watch it. I have a DVR and everything, and I recorded the first 2 or 3 episodes, but then after a while, I didn't keep up recording, so I just never started it. I kind of just deleted the ones I recorded. And I remember, because I do this podcast with TV show and movies on another channel. I'm a co-host, and we were talking about the Shannara Chronicles, and, I heard little things like it's the Game of Thrones of the MTV. It's not as great as Game of Thrones, no. But it's like their own little Game of Thrones for MTV, and I was kind of interested because Manu Bennett is in the show, and he's the one who's like, he's the guardian, and he's like, it has begun. I've met Manu Bennett in person at a Comic-Con, and this was before the Shannara Chronicles. It was a few months before the Shannara Chronicles, and that's the only reason I'm watching the show, for Manu Bennett. And I watched the first episode, and pretty good. Pretty good. Let's get right on to it. Spoiler review. It should take me about 2 minutes to recap and give you the post-con final score. Thanks for joining me. Shannara Chronicles. Isn't it based on a book? I think it is. If it's not, well then, I'm stupid. Alright. There's this race. There's a bunch of elves and trolls and whatever you want to put in there. The Elkree. I'm not into all that, but it is kind of interesting, But yeah, there's a bunch of races, and there's a bunch of races, and there's a race. So we follow this girl named Amberly. Looks like Daisy Ridley. So we follow Amberly, and there's this race, and she's a princess, apparently. So, they're doing this race, and it's cool because they're blindfolded, and they're bound, like they're handcuffed. So they're racing, and it's cool because a bunch of people are hitting trees, a bunch of people are getting bloody noses, people are falling. It's crazy how they even, I'm assuming when they filmed it, they have like blindfolds that you could see through. But still, the way that the idea of it was pretty interesting. So anyway, they're fighting, and 7 are chosen, and Amberly is one of them. So there's a ceremony, and she ends up, there's a ceremony going on, and when she touches the tree, she passes out, and it awakens the mage, or awakens the guardian. She awakens Manu Bennett, and he gets up, and he's like talking in this language, and he's like, the magic, like basically, I'll do it in his voice, but without doing the accent, or the language. He was like, please, the magic of the, all that, like, run through me, and all that stuff, and then he rises up, and he's cold, and he's like, it has begun. Basically, that's what he does. So Will's mom passes away. We meet our other protagonist in the show. His name's Will. And his mom passes away. He has a bunch of elf stones. Amberly has this vision, and Will leaves home. He's going to go on his own journey. He has never seen a troll. He's never seen any other sort of race except elves. So he's kind of leaving. He doesn't know where he's going. But Amberly has a vision of killing her boyfriend. And this is a problem. It's a problem, let me tell you. It's an MTV show. I know. But why are all the boys in this show? Why are they so model? Like they're a model. Why are they so attractive? Is that, like, if I wanted to be on a show on MTV, I couldn't get picked. Even if I had acting skills, they're not going to pick me. Like, why do they have to be all, ooh, gotta die for sort of thing? You know what I mean? Like, why do they have to be such model looking? It doesn't, like, just to get views, to get somebody who's good looking. It doesn't, come on now. Anyway, like the uncle, he has, like, beautiful eyes, and, you know what I'm saying? Like, they're all good looking. There's not one person that's, like, eating corn in the side, like, you know what I mean? Like, everyone's good looking. It just doesn't make sense. That's a little rant for the day. Anyway, that happens. So I hope she kills her boyfriend. He looks annoying as hell. Anyway, so she ends up knocking him out, and she's leaving. She's going to leave and go on this adventure. Will runs into this troll, but he is saved by this girl, but he's also drugged when they get to her home. Alion, I believe his name, that's Manu Bennett's character. He returns, and he kind of warns that the Elkree tree is dying. Yeah, this is what I thought. He's dying. You know, the way he talks. It's been a long time. Yes. Listen to me. You want your sword to your throat, boy. He used to play Deathstroke on Arrow, so he's like, Oliver Queen, I'm gonna take you down, you know, Manu. You know how Manu Bennett talks? It makes me want to cough. Either way, he returns, the tree's dying, and the first leaf falls, and the first villain rises. It's like a demon, and it's rising, almost like the Power Rangers, like, and the Power Rangers, and like, you know, it's like, Mastodon, Pterodactyl, and it rises, but it's a villain, and, you know, the Power Ranger, you know, it's... Maybe people who watch the show, the Shannara Chronicles, are too young. But people who remember Power Rangers before, many years ago, yeah, Power Rangers. But anyway, back to Shannara Chronicles, I'm sorry. But the way that the villain was like, rah, it reminded me of like the Power Rangers for some reason. Either way, I'm losing my balance. That's it. That's the episode, man. Chosen Part 1. It was a really great start to the show. So let me give you the pros. First off, I'm interested in the story. I like the whole elves and the trolls, and the troll looked very weird, by the way. I thought a troll would be just like big and gray or something, but the way that they do it, it's interesting. It really is. It's their own world, and it's interesting of the Elkery and the tree and the lore that they're trying to do. It is very actually not that hard to follow. They kind of really explained it within the first episode. As well, Manu Bennett as Allion, he's really awesome. Like, especially when he was walking with his robe and he used his powers. He's a badass. He is the badass of the show. The ending of the episode 2, showing the monster and the tree dying, and it's kind of like, how's the tree gonna die? How's it alive? In a way where it's like spiritual and shit like that. It is interesting, very interesting. Like I said, to the lore, the effects in here were not that bad, honestly. Like, there wasn't like really an effect where I was like, because you have to kind of create this world. It can't be as realistic as it can be, but the effects were not that bad. Like, I wasn't like, that effects were the most shittiest thing in the world. There are really good effects. Like, it's not great effects, but they're watchable. As well as I love the lore, like I said, of the humans died off, like we died off and the elves and them took over and stuff. Like, that's interesting. Also, the introductions of the characters, like Amberly's introduction was good. Will's introduction was very sad. I cried when the mom died, and I don't even know the character, and I cried. I don't know. It worked very well. All the characters had really just good introductions. It was all fine. The only cons about this episode, the cute guys. It makes no sense that everyone is just cute. How? Why? Other than that, I don't see much of a problem about this premiere. It's not great, but it's a great start, and it caught my interest, my personal opinion. I'm going to end up giving this episode an A-. Again, I thought it was not the greatest, but it was a great start. And hopefully the episodes after that proceed to be fun and interesting. But I thought it had great introductions, good effects. And, you know, fine characters. I mean, some characters are actually a little annoying. I hope boyfriend does kill off. I hope they don't spread it out that long. But comment down below to me what you guys thought about the Shannara Chronicles premiere. If you do, I'd really like to hear your thoughts and opinions. If you enjoyed this review, you could leave a like, you could share with your friends, and expect more Shannara Chronicle reviews coming within the next few days. Until next time, bye-bye.